It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. I meant broken heart into the pieces of my broken heart. And then I spent so many nights thinking all about my business. Okay, we will survive. um, I wanted to talk today about why women make the best small business owners. Um, and if you stick with me till the end, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have a small business. Stick with me till the end, and I will give you an amazing resource to help you with your small business. I guarantee it will help you. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, even if you can't figure out something to do with it, if you hire somebody to help you with it, it'll still be way more than just hiring to have it done, way more effective. So, I remember when I first moved to Boulder, I started a class at the library. There was a woman who was teaching a class on Arabic, the Arabic language. And I quickly quit when I found out that written Arabic has no vowels. You just have to know the vowels. But I learned something really interesting. I don't remember where she was from. She might have been from Iran or Pakistan or one of those places. But I remember there was some anti-Arab sentiment at the time, and she was up in front of the class and she's like, I want to tell you guys something. She said, in Arabic culture, everybody thinks women are so oppressed. But she said, you know what happens is the men go out and earn the money, and then they come back home and they give all of it to their wives for their wives to manage the household. They go out and they have their meetings and they go, let me think about it. And they go back to their wives and they talk about it with their wives. And in her opinion, it was almost like the wife was the family manager. And I thought that was really interesting as far as like small business and actually like, understanding, a totally different culture. That was also like really, really interesting. And I heard a good joke. I heard a joke that's like a good, actually a good business tip where this guy comes into a music shop and he tells the lady behind the counter, he's like, well, my bridge is broken on my ukulele. Can you guys fix this? And she said, oh yeah, we can. But you know what? We have a little tool kit here and you can do it yourself and probably save some money. And he's like, oh, wow. So he buys it. And then as she's ringing him up, he's like, does your boss know that you're turning people away for repairs? And she's like, yeah, he doesn't mind. Usually after people use the repair kit, they come in anyway and we have to fix what they've messed up. So I thought that was kind of cool. So why women make great small business owners, right? Here are the top 4 that I came up with. 1, we can deal with chaos. This is also called multitasking, which is, kind of a thing, but not really a thing. We're stubborn as hell. We're smart. And we're adaptable, right? So multitasking, it's coming to light recently that multitasking is not even really a thing. It's supposed to make you way less effective. But in my podcast interviews for my the Evolving Women podcast, I've been talking with people about the role of estrogen. No matter what gender you are, you have estrogen, and it just is in amounts. But the level of estrogen you have enables you to multitask better, which is why they've always said, men are the hunter-gatherers, they're focused and they do the thing, and women multitask. It's actually, there's a physiological basis for that, which I thought was kind of super cool. Also, women are stubborn. One of the main things about small business is you have to be committed to it. That's why I think, and as women, typically, if we have a family, that becomes our primary commitment. And I think that's why people kind of dismiss women who have small businesses that aren't, um, you know, at a certain level with employees and revenue and all that, because there is some division there. But what really makes it is being stubborn, right? It's not the fact that you have several balls in the air and that you're doomed to fail because of that. It's whether you can continue to keep throwing that one ball over and over and over and over and over again. Um, and yeah, and I'm a good example of this. I've been very stubborn about my commitment to being in my small business, and part of that is because of my commitment to my family and my kids, um, because it was the way I saw to make my family my priority, and I think a lot of women feel that. I think a lot of women feel that deeply, and and it's our stubbornness about our families that actually enables us to have stubbornness about our business, right? Because when you have your own business, you can have more, you can set your own life. You can segment your own life in the way you want instead of someone else saying, oh, by the way, we moved you to another branch, on the other side of the country or further. And you have to pick up your family, and that's a whole thing. So the third thing is women are smart. People know women are smart. Women know women are smart. Women are not smart by default. But I think when people say women are sneaky or crafty, what they actually mean is smart, because we have to be smart to figure stuff out and get what we want. Men have to be smart too. I'm not saying men aren't smart if I say women are smart. I'm just saying women are smart. And the third thing is women are adaptable. Again, it goes back to the multitasking and the family thing. Sorry, I'm a little frog in my throat today. And when you have a small business, as we have all learned in 2020, things that are going a certain way do not always go that certain way. And sometimes you have to pivot, which is the nice startup word for redirect. Sometimes you have to redirect your efforts. Sometimes you have to redirect your business. You have to keep, a great example of this is marketing. There's a thing called marketing fatigue, where if you have an ad that's working really great and you keep doing it over and over and over again and you never change it, at a certain point, people are just going to ignore it. And then it's not going to be worth anything. So when you're doing marketing, right, you need to constantly be evaluating the effectiveness of your ads. And the same is true with women and with any small business. Truthfully, you have to stay in touch you have to adapt to the circumstances. And that's why I have a lot of faith that small businesses are going to come through 2020. If not just fine, then better than they could have. Because when you're small, you're agile, you're able to adapt. Bigger businesses already have very strict systems in place that they need to maintain order in an organization that big. But small businesses, we can adapt. We can say, oh, I'm a restaurant and now I'm going to add, I'm going to do takeout booze, which now during the pandemic that has been allowed, and that was never allowed before in our state. And restaurants picked up on it like that because booze is a great moneymaker for restaurants. So thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to sign off a little bit early because I do have a little frog in my throat and I don't want to keep chugging water while I'm on here with you guys. But I'd love to hear a story of how your business adapted, particularly during the pandemic. That would be really interesting and really great for everyone to see. So yeah, leave just a little snippet below of how you've reframed to adapt to the current circumstances. Maybe it can help some other people in your industry. And what I was going to the free gift that I was going to give you guys, if you go to spylabs.com, you'll see a link there for 350 free business tools that are free to use. And I and my team have vetted all of those tools, and they are stock photos, customer service chat platforms. They are, I can't even tell you, so many things that can help you grow with your small business, particularly digitally, team management, business development, all kinds of things. They're all completely free to use. I'm just giving them away to you. I looked all of them up. A lot of them we use in our regular business. And, sometimes it's best to just find something that works for you and go with it. And sometimes when you go through a list like that, you can find things that you didn't even know that you needed. And you can start to explore that, or hire somebody to explore that and put it to use for your business, or get an intern. Hello, interns. Interns are helpful. So anyhow, go to spylabs.com and click on the big yellow button in the front that says 350 free business tools, and check those out for your small business. And I hope they help you out. And thanks so much. See you tomorrow.